Welcome to the first episode of From Idea to Page, the process of writing a poem, where we explore the journey of creation, whether in poetry, science, or life itself. I am Dr. Bakhat, the author of Quill and the Hormonal Quiver, and today I'm excited to share with you the process behind writing a poem, from the spark of an idea to the final words on the page. Whether you are a writer, an inspiring poet, or just curious about the creative process, this episode is for you. Before we dive into the writing process, let me introduce myself a little more. For many years, I have worked in fields like economics, logistics, and sustainable development. I spent a lot of time researching, teaching, and traveling to various places to secure financial support for my projects, facing many challenges along the way. But alongside all of this, something unexpected happened. Despite the demands of my career, I began to find myself drawn to poetry, and not just any poetry, but poetry that explores the very rhythms of our bodies, especially our hormones. What started as a personal curiosity about how hormones shape our emotions and our lives became the inspiration for Quill and the Hormonal Quiver, a collection of poems that examines how these invisible forces influence who we are and how we grow. This passion for poetry didn't replace my work in research and teaching, but instead it became a meaningful pursuit that exists alongside my professional life. In fact, many of the challenges I faced in my career, like traveling to new places, meeting new people, and facing financial struggles for my research, along with the experience of becoming a mother and navigating life in a closed society, shaped the poetry I write today. Poetry became a way to process all of these complex emotions, experiences, and moments of growth. So let's begin with the very first step, the idea. Every poem begins with something, a thought, a feeling, or a question. For me, many of these ideas are born out of personal experience, especially the intersection of my scientific background, my work as a researcher, and my journey through motherhood. They all came together to spark the creative process. As I started pursuing poetry alongside my research career, I realized that the challenges I faced in both spheres were deeply connected. The emotional highs and lows of motherhood, the pressure to succeed in my academic work, and the uncertainty and discoveries of traveling to different places. All of these experiences began to weave themselves into my poems. And now, before I go further into the process of writing, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude. It's important to acknowledge the people and events that have shaped me along the way, about the good and the bad. I want to thank the people who have helped me along my journey, those who have supported and uplifted me. But I also want to thank the people who have challenged me, the ones who made me question myself, because they too played a role in helping me understand who I am and what I stand for. It's often through adversity and difficult moments that we truly discover our strength. I am also grateful for the places I've been, the cities, the landscapes, and the cultures that allow me to connect with my soul. These places weren't just locations on a map. They were spaces that nurtured my creativity, encouraged introspections, and opened my heart to the wisdom of the world around me. Now, let's return to the writing process. After I have the idea, the next step is gathering words. I write down whatever comes to my mind without filtering myself. Sometimes it's a sentence, sometimes just a phrase. It's all about creating a pool of language to work with. The stage is about free association. I try that I will find the right words later. For now, it's about getting the idea down without judgment. Once I have found the structure, the next step is refining. This is where the poem takes its final form. I go through each line, each word, making sure it's exactly what I want to say. Sometimes it means cutting words or changing a single line until it feels just right. It's a delicate process, but it's one of the most rewarding parts of writing. Many times, I find that the most challenging moment in my life, the tough days as a researcher trying to secure finding, the sleepless night after giving birth, or the struggles I faced growing up in a society that didn't always understand me, are the moments that offer the most profound insight of my writing. They become the emotional core of the poems I write, and in this stage, I just let the words pour out, trusting that they will come together later. And then the poem is done, but the journey doesn't stop there. The last step is sharing it, whether through my book Quill and the Hormonal Quiver, this podcast, or readings. Sharing the work with others is an essential part of the process. The goal is to connect, whether it's by offering a new perspective on an experience, giving a voice to emotions, or simply resonating with someone who's been through something similar. Thank you for joining me for this first episode of From Idea to Page, the process of writing a poem. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the creative process of writing a poem, from idea to page. So writing poetry isn't just about personal journey for me, it's a way to connect with others and explore the human experience. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and follow me on social media. In the next episode, we will dive deeper into the intersection of science, emotion, and the art of writing.